Now at 6, authorities identify the man who drowned in Grand Lake over the weekend. Plus, communities all across the 4 states celebrate Independence Day with various events, and how an unincorporated community in Crawford County is celebrating its rich history.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
We now know the identity of the man who drowned at the Dripping Springs area of Grand Lake over the weekend. This is KOAM News at 6. Officials with Emporia State University in Kansas say that man, Brexton Green, was a student there. The university says Green, originally from Cashion, Oklahoma, was a sophomore and a wide receiver on the football team. Authorities say Green was cliff jumping into the water but did not resurface. It is a hot Independence Day. Let's check in with Doug.
Yeah, definitely temperatures upper 90s to near 100 degrees for afternoon highs, and we've dropped back just a bit, but still very hot, very humid. Heat advisories in effect through the evening hours and then every single day this week through the entire work week, as temperature is going to be near that triple-digit mark, and of course the heat index is much higher than that. Not much going on here. We have pretty much clear skies. Any showers, any thunderstorms off to our south and to our east. So through the evening hours for fireworks displays or your own, we are going to be dry but very hot. Look at this, 95 to about 97 still outside, and we still have heat indices a little bit above 100 degrees. Through the evening, so by 8 to 10, we drop back into the 80s, but it's going to be very hot, very humid, and muggy across the region. Of course, we'll look at the work week here in just a bit.
Catch you then. As always on the 4th, lots of area communities will host public fireworks displays tonight. The Joplin Parks and Recreation Department has teamed up with Missouri Southern for a celebration at Fred G. Hughes Stadium. The stadium opens at 7 p.m. featuring live music and then fireworks at 9:45 p.m. Pittsburgh has been celebrating with various activities since yesterday at Lincoln Park. A fireworks display begins there at 10 tonight. To find a public display near you, just go to our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. The city of Carthage is hosting a 4th of July celebration called Red, White, and Boom. KOAM's Amber Jenkins has more on the festivities.
The city of Carthage is celebrating Independence Day with fun-filled activities such as a free community swim, live music, ending with a bang of fireworks.
Red, White, and Boom has been going on in the community for over 20 years. This is a staple with the Carthage community.
Red, White, and Blue had many local sponsors who provided activities. The YMCA offered a free community swim, and Midwest Ag Supply offered iced watermelon to event goers.
We couldn't do it without amazing sponsors, and we're very grateful for the opportunity to not only showcase our community to those that live here, but also to those that are visiting and looking for something to do while they're here in Carthage.
Despite all the activities, spending time with family is what made Red, White, and Boom successful.
I'm having a fun time with my family, eating pancakes.
However, throughout the day, everybody was anticipating one thing.
Fireworks.
Before the fireworks, musicians Cole Moritz and Stone Country providing live music. In Carthage, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
Crowds are going to enjoy that live music until 9:30 tonight, and that'll be followed by that fireworks show. Another local Independence Day tradition, the Pittsburgh Parks and Rec Department's annual 4th of July Festival. The festival features events like a car show, bocce tournament, and a fishing derby at Lincoln Park. Officials yesterday restocked the pond at Lincoln Park with catfish. Kids and adults were put in separate divisions today to see who could catch the most.
So I hope the families can come out and enjoy themselves in this nice weather today and enjoy just celebrating the 4th of July together.
The winner of the adult division received some Pittsburgh Chamber bucks. The kids division winner got a fishing pole. Just outside of Pittsburgh sits the unincorporated community of Chicopee. Although it's small, Chicopee has a lot of history. That includes a schoolhouse that was established in 1869 and ran for 100 years. There's also the Chicopee Rural Water District, established in 1951. And today the community honored both parts of history by dedicating a memorial in the old schoolyard.
Well, I'm kind of the local historian here, and I've researched the area hospital or the area history here for 60 years, and so that kind of means a lot to me to see some of the history recognized.
The memorial is made of brick and cut stone, and it features a flagpole. Coming up, a Southwest Missouri legislator resigns after a fraud conviction, plus why consultations for a certain medical procedure are skyrocketing in Kansas City. Southwest Missouri legislator has resigned her seat after being convicted of fraudulently taking COVID-19 relief funds. On Friday, Republican State Representative Tricia Durgis of Nixa sent her resignation letter to the House Speaker Rob Vescovo. Durgis was an assistant physician at several clinics. She was convicted last month on 22 counts, including wire fraud, illegal distribution of controlled substances, and making false statements to investigators. Federal prosecutors argued she claimed nearly $900,000 in federal funding for COVID-19 treatments that weren't performed or had already been performed. The state of Oklahoma is planning to execute an inmate on death row nearly every month until 2025. The Oklahoma Court of Criminal Appeals set execution dates for 6 prisoners, with plans to execute 25 in the next 29 months. The court is responding to a request by the Oklahoma Attorney General John O'Connor. Capital punishment in Oklahoma had been on hold due to a moratorium prompted by botched lethal injections. Oklahoma currently has a backlog of 44 people on death row. Under the new push, the first scheduled execution is set for August 25th. With the recent overturn of Roe v. Wade, interest in contraceptives has increased dramatically. A Kansas City urologist is reporting that men making inquiries about vasectomies has increased an incredible 900%. Reporter Megan Abundis has that story.
I didn't ever envision myself talking about this, but it feels good.
In the shade of his backyard, surrounded by 4-pawed furry friends.
You have to give it some serious thought.
Lion Lank doesn't take priceless things for granted.
We just want the basics. We just want to be able to, have this yard, have a choice in what we want our lives to look like.
Like proposing with a family diamond smuggled from Czechoslovakia during the Nazi occupation.
Kels is everything to me. I've never met a more beautiful, kind, caring person.
Which is why he's sharing their decision in lieu of the abortion ban.
Because the power of people don't stop.
Here we are having to think the unthinkable.
And after weighing his fiance's medical history,
we've talked about me getting a vasectomy. I've got to contemplate doing what could potentially be a life-saving procedure for the person I love most. It's not a decision I make lightly, I'll say that.
One of our office managers said, "Get ready."
Dr. Christian Hettinger is a urologist at KCUC. There's about 24 clinics across the metro.
Since Friday, we're up 900% in people looking to get a vasectomy.
The demand for vasectomy consults drastically increasing across both states. Here's the numbers for just one clinic.
Typically, it's about 3 over a weekend, and over this past weekend, it was 50 that came through looking for vasectomies.
It's not right for everybody.
It should be viewed as a permanent form of sterilization. So it's not something that's a good temporary fix, if you will. It's not something I would plan to have done and then reversed in the future.
Lank says he knows the mass of his decision, has done the research, and talked to his family and friends.
Either I get this or we risk her, being denied a procedure down the line, and that's unacceptable to me. So it's not a sacrifice. It's the right thing to do.
In Alabama, a Democratic lawmaker has talked about requiring vasectomies for men when they reach age 50 or have 3 children. The lawmaker says the move is designed to decrease the demand for abortion statewide. It's unlikely that bill will pass. A little bit later, how a recent Webb City High School graduate found a new home in the boxing ring.
Plus, the heat really kicks in the next few days. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, of course, we got a little bit of rain for us yesterday afternoon, which was good to see, but it's going to be a really dry week for most of us as we go through the week. But we haven't had much rain over the past month or so, at least getting half an inch of rain yesterday did help the grounds out a little bit for us this evening, as a lot of people are shooting off fireworks, or will be here in a few hours. Nice shot, Landers Chevrolet, mostly clear skies at this point in time. Heat advisories in effect the entire region, not only for this evening, but for the next several days, all the way through the work week, and then all the way into the weekend, really the beginning of the weekend. Look at our temps, 95 in Nevada, 95 Neosho. Veneta is sitting at 97. You have 98 in Neodesha, so everybody mid to upper 90s. And then you have the humidity. We are looking at our dew points. It measures the amount of moisture in the atmosphere, and you can see our dew points are sitting right around 70 degrees, so that puts us on the muggy side of the scale, and those are going to be fairly high over the next few days. So you get the heat indices. Still feels like 106 in Stockton, 103 in Chautauqua, 100 in Anderson. Clear skies, 7th and Rangeline, sitting at 97. Southerly winds 10 to 15. Relative humidity at 39%. All right, guys, through the evening hours, here's 8 p.m. 92, 10 p.m. about 85. So kind of in that firework zone. Temperatures are going to be into the upper 80s to near 90 degrees, but at least it's going to be dry. Nothing going on here. We had a few isolated little thunderstorms out across south central Missouri, northern parts of Arkansas earlier this evening. Those are pretty much gone. A couple little guys out across western Oklahoma. Besides that, not much going on around here. Through the evening, overnight hours, we drop back upper 70s to near 80 by morning. There may be an isolated shower, far northern counties. Everybody else stays dry as we warm into the mid-90s by noon, and then high temps pressing 100 degrees once again tomorrow afternoon. 77 to start, 93 by noon, high temp and 99, southerly winds at about 10 to 15, maybe gusts near 20. Tomorrow night, we drop back through the 80s again, near 80 for an overnight low. Heading into Wednesday, much of the same, maybe even a little bit hotter. High temps kind of in that 100 to 101 degree range. Then we can look at the humidity, the way it actually feels to your body, to your skin, the way your body thinks it feels. About 105 to 107 heat indices for us tomorrow. And then again on Wednesday, heat indices 105 to about 110 degrees. And the heat really doesn't go anywhere. It just kind of sticks around back near 100 again by the time we head into Thursday. So alert days every day this week due to the heat and the humidity. 99 tomorrow, 101 on Wednesday, 102 on Thursday, 103 on Friday. Very slight chances for a few isolated thunderstorms. A little bit cooler though as we head into the weekend.
Wow, yeah, a little bit. People heading out to those fireworks displays tonight need to be aware. It is still hot out there. And it's gonna be.
Drink plenty of water.
Thanks, Doug. The new antenna weighing 12.5 tons is now at the top of our tower. We are still broadcasting from the temporary antenna lower on the tower as we prepare to transition to a new, more powerful transmitter. Our signal kind of glitchy still for the time being, at least for some of you, but when the project is finished, we're going to have more power than ever. Check out the progress anytime on our website, koamnewsnow.com/power. Still ahead, the Joplin Outlaws return home to face the Nevada Griffins tonight, and a Webb City High School graduate finds his new home and a new team inside the boxing ring. Jacob Leonard has that story next.
The Joplin Outlaws are on the field tonight at home against the Nevada Griffins. Now, the Outlaws just beat the Griffins 12-1 in Nevada last night to snap a 4-game losing streak. So Joplin tries to make it back-to-back wins while the Griffins try to rebound from last night's blowout. First pitch for that one is at 7 o'clock at Joe Becker Stadium in Joplin. Well, Carterville's Bradley Coffey just graduated from Webb City High School. He didn't play any sports for the Cardinals, but now he's found a new team and a home inside the boxing ring. Bradley Coffey first got into boxing at 14 years old.
Went to my friend's house and they just had gloves in the backyard and we started boxing each other. Well, not really boxing, we were fighting. So I would watch videos, YouTube videos, and I would just try to implement that into what I was doing.
Coffey went to Webb City High School, but never suited up in any sport for the Cardinals.
That was hard, and I had friends that wanted me to go do wrestling and something like that, and it just didn't intrigue me.
So he wasn't really part of a team until...
I was actually at the Webb City Senior Project, their presentation, and I look over, I see this kid's got boxing on his board, so I'm like, all right, that's pretty cool, you don't see it often. And I go over and just hit it up with Bradley, and then, I let him know, I was like, hey man, you don't have to go to college to box. He's been in the gym with us ever since, and you could tell right there he was a kid that we just wanted in the gym, just a good kid to have. Got to talk to his parents and meet everybody, so he hadn't missed a day since.
Coffey started training with Mossberg Boxing in Southwest Missouri, and Coach Ryan Mossberg.
We came in here as a shy kid, and then how we saw him move around and stuff with all my guys, we knew he had potential.
Here I felt comfortable. This was like a safe place for me. They didn't take away my style, they just embedded more stuff into it.
And he finally found his team.
Felt like these guys were like my family, and the only time I've ever felt that was in ROTC or, at home.
Coffey fought and won his amateur debut just 2 weeks ago at Buffalo Run Casino.
It was a good feeling getting my hand raised. It was spooky for the first bit, but I guess as soon as the bell rung, I just had tunnel vision.
He cut off the angles, he listened well, he put all of his combinations together. Usually fighters in their first fight, it goes out the window once they're in there, but not Brad. He stuck to the game plan.
Watching him win was almost better than me doing anything that I could have done that night. I was so excited for him.
And winning was a good feeling, but for Coffey, it meant just as much to have his new team behind him.
That feels very warming, I guess, knowing that I have someone to back me, knowing I have a future ahead of me, rather than just backyard boxing.
To have Bradley come in here and work as hard as he does every day is super cool to see. The perfect story of how boxing can really build someone's confidence and put them on the map.
Coffey is hoping to get back in the ring for his second amateur fight in August. Now finally, as we celebrate the independence of this country, we turn our attention to something we as a nation do better than anybody. Not talking about war, the NFL, or spending money we don't have, so it's got to be unnecessary caloric intake. Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest today. On the women's side, Mickey Sudo had last year off for the birth of her son. This year, she comes back and wins it, 40 hot dogs in 10 minutes, the 8th time she's won the event. Now on the men's side, move over MJ flu game, move over Schilling's bloody sock, and don't tell me about Willis Reed in the garden. Joey Chestnut in a walking boot on crutches, didn't even matter. 63 hot dogs in 10 minutes. Well, he fell short of his all-time record, but still enough to make his heart wonder what's happening for Chestnut. It's his 15th title in the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. And that's it for sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Cleo Killian served in the U.S. Marine Corps from 1943 to 45. The Coffeyville, Kansas native was part of the 5th Marine Division and received a Purple Heart. And we salute Corporal Cleo Killian, a 4-state hero. Here's what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Following the deadly Amtrak crash in Missouri last week, we're going to have a look at unguarded railroad crossings in Kansas. Plus, a motorcyclist dies in an early morning crash in Newton County, and details on a mass shooting at a 4th of July celebration in Illinois. Those stories, a lot more. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. It remains hot out there tonight.
Yeah, we're still sitting mid to upper 90s. We'll drop back slowly through the 90s into the 80s. Alert days all week long. 99 tomorrow, and then triple-digit heat actual temperature the rest of the week.
Final sports news.
All right, check this out. A protester actually interrupted Joey Chestnut today in the hot dog eating contest, but look, Chestnut took care of it himself in the walking boot and everything. Still managed to eat 63 hot dogs in 10 minutes. So dominant day all around for Joey Chestnut.
And that's maybe why he didn't beat his old record. He had a little
Slowed him
distraction.
down, threw him off.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 10. Let's make it a great, safe 4th of July.